Hi everybody, welcome back to another of my videos. My name is Steph. Hi, welcome back. Today's video I'm going to show you how to decorate a cake, just a plain sponge cake, just covering it with fondant icing. A lot of people are scared of using fondant icing, and I can understand why, because it does tend to split, get holes in, it can fold, and it can stick to the worktop also, so it does put people off. But I'm going to show you, don't be scared of it, just try it. There's lots of ways of covering up your mistakes. Right, you want to make sure you cover your cake, your sponge cake, in some butter icing, okay, and then obviously then the icing will stick to the cake, okay. And it's a bit thin layer. I don't really like, I mean, a lot of people put thick layer of butter icing on their cakes. Don't really like it overly thick, because it makes the cake very sweet. So I always make quite a thin-ish layer, as you can see. Okay, alright, now I'm going to show you what to do next. Alright. Right, first of all, make sure your worktop, right, is thoroughly clean. So spray it with some disinfectant, okay. Make sure there's no crumbs left over from where you were cutting the cake. Just make sure, make sure there's no crumbs, because they just stick to your icing. So give your worktop a good spray over, give it a good wipe down, make sure there's no little bits of cake or anything stick on your worktop that you're gonna be doing your icing. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then we'll get back to you. Like that. Just give it a wipe down. Right, now what you need next, oh stupid thing, doesn't like. Trying to tilt your back a bit, but never mind. Do that in a minute. Right, what you need is need some icing. I always have, this is a 10-inch cake, so I usually I get a 1 kilogram bag of icing, just fondant icing. You can get this from most supermarkets or cake shops, Lake Lanes, all that do icing too. But you're better off getting stuff from Tesco's or Asda or one of them. Okay, they do a big pack for about £2.50, it might be £3. At most of these is about £3. Okay, so that's a cheaper way of buying it, especially when you're going to be using it quite a bit. Okay, right, your rolling pin. Now, I always use my big rolling pin when I'm doing a cake, but smaller, because the smaller ones don't hold the icing quite so well. Smaller one's great for when you're rolling out icing and you're doing little cakes, or you're rolling out icing and you're using it to make flowers and stuff like that. Then little one's fine. But when I'm doing icing a big cake, I do use a big rolling pin. Okay. Then I have these. I don't know what you call these. I honestly don't. But my husband bought them for me. But oh, they're called thickness guides here. Thickness guide. It's just to make sure that you roll your icing out to a proper thickness. If you roll it out too thin, it will crack, and you will end up with holes in it. Roll it out too thick, it can just make a really dense ice cake, and most people don't like too much icing, because again it makes the cake really sweet. So these are really cool. So I have these, and then I also have my My brain's gone today. Oh, yeah, my brain never gone. I mean, flattener. Okay, this is to make it nice and smooth, make the cake smooth, make the icing go on nice and smooth. I also use it as a trick when I come to cutting the icing around the board. It's great for that too, so I'll show you how to do that. That's the only things you need, and a bit of icing sugar to decorate a basic cake with fondant icing. Okay, that's the basics. Then you go from there, make it as elaborate as you want. Right, right. That's so. These are the thicknessy things, the thickness guides. Put them on your worktop. Okay. Right, one either side, and this will help when you come to roll. It stops you rolling at your icing too thin. As you can see, the rolling pin rolls on top of the icing. So if the icing is as thick as the guides, it will stop getting any thinner. I'm not very good at explaining things. I do try. Hope you understand. Okay, so right, I'm gonna get a pinch of icing sugar. I'm gonna sprinkle that on my worktop. Okay. Right, and then next I'm going to get the icing. Now, obviously you can colour your icing. So if you're going to colour your icing, you put your food colouring in and you knead it until it's the colour you want. Right, as I'm doing it white, I'm just going to knead it just so it's a little bit softer to handle. Makes it a lot easier. And then just sort of make it into a roundish shape, because the cake's round. Just makes it slightly easier to roll. Right, then all you do now is get your roller. Get your roller. Now, a trick is as well, not your cake. Trick is as well is to only roll it one way. So you put the weight on it when you roll it out. So when you roll it out, put a bit of weight on it. When you roll it back, nice gentle roll. Don't put any weight on it. So roll it and then just roll it back gently. Do that 2 or 3 times. Okay, one more time, and then we'll lightly roll it back, and then just turn your icing around again. Push going forward. Let it roll back without pushing it. Roll forward, lightly back. Roll forward, lightly back. Okay. Don't panic about it sticking to the worktop. You shouldn't do, because you have put icing sugar on it. And if it does, don't panic. It's not the end of the world. Okay? It isn't. We can sort that out. If you feel like it is sticking a little bit, just put some more icing under sugar. Okay? Right. Again, push and then roll back. Okay? Push and then roll back. Now, as you probably can see, this side's slightly deeper than this side. Okay, so this side, the icing's about the same thickness that I want. This side's slightly deeper. Okay, so I need to roll this side out a bit more. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to twizzle it around a little bit more. Okay, don't worry about the shape of it yet. It's not round at the moment, but it will be fine, I promise you. Okay. Like I say, the guiding, the thickness guides are great. They do stop you rolling your icing out too thin. Okay, but roll and then roll back. Roll, then roll back. Okay. Now I'm a little bit concerned about the depth of my icing, so I'm going to twizzle it around a bit. Right, it's long enough. It's not sure whether it's wide enough. Don't think it is. So I might have to make it a little bit wider, which is fine. There's no need to panic. The icing, what I'm gonna do this time, because the icing needs to become a bit wider, I'm gonna put pressure on it, this going backwards rather than forwards this time, just so I can get it a bit of a better shape. And then I'm gonna push it. As you can see, now it's become a better shape. Alright. I only push it one way, lightly the other way. Much better shape, much better thickness. Okay. Perfect. Right, now what we do now, move your guides that way. Get your cake into position. You can see my cake. Stupid bloody thing. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna just, here's my cake. Can you see the cake? Right. Now you use a rolling pin to lift your icing, okay? So get hold of the edge of your icing and roll it round the right rolling pin, okay? Until you lift the icing up off of your worktop. Okay, so the rolling pin is holding the weight of your icing. Okay, then move your cake into position, and then we're going to put our icing over the cake. Like that. Okay. Now a lot of people worry about folds and stuff. I suggest you start from the top, work downwards. So use your hands if you haven't, as well as your smoother. Hands are great, you know, but give it a little rub down like that. And then what we do now, we just stretch the icing. So we just stretch the icing, okay, and we smooth it down. So pull it and stretch it, okay, pull it. Can you see what I'm doing? And you won't get any folds because you're stretching your icing. Can you see? Okay, I hope you can see. See, I've got a bit of a bundle here, but if we stretch it, we won't get a bundle. Okay, we stretch it, we fold it. See? Use your worktop, your scrape, to make sure the icing goes right down to the bottom, like that. And use your hands. And then we've iced the cake. Now we're going to do now, what I do, a lot of people use pizza cutters to cut off their icing. I use my smoother, and what I do, I just push it down into the bottom of the cake, and it just cuts the icing away. Okay, like this. Make sure you use the sharp head. See? Oh, I've got a bit of a hole here, but we're not going to panic. Okay, these things do happen to the best of us. Okay, they do. No matter how brilliant you are at cake decorating, these things happen. So what we do, we stick a little bit of icing over the top and we smooth it out. Okay, and abracadabra, it's gone. Okay, see? Right, we're going to carry on cutting the icing off. That's it. Get rid of all these little bits, and then we use our hands. And we have done it. Okay, and that is how you ice a cake. Okay, it's not, it's quite a scary thing thinking about icing a cake, but don't be scared of it, you know, just go for it. And you end up with a nice smooth cake. Okay. Okay, any little holes, yeah, we've got a couple of little dents here. You know, you stick some flowers over it, some hearts, some circles, some icing, right, lettering, a ribbon. There's another way of covering up, you know, these little mistakes that we all do. Alright, but that is how you do your basic icing. Alright, and then with your icing you got leftover, quite a bit of icing left over. It's best to have more icing than not enough. Give it a knead, and then you can use this to decorate your cake. Okay, make sure you cover, if you're not going to use this bit of icing straight away, make sure you do cover it, otherwise it will dry out. Right. Got to sort the camera out again now, don't I? Right, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not the most descriptive person, but I do try. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I made it reasonably simple to understand. And hopefully you'll come back when I start decorating it. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment down below and all that jazz. And hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.